Hello and welcome again to our mathematics lesson today. Today we are making an introduction into a new topic, that is the length, area, surface areas and volume. It is important to understand that this topic is still under the series of topics on measurement and geometry. In this particular topic, we are going to learn a series of things. One of the issues that we are going to look at, we are going to look at how we can be able to find the length and perimeter, and that is a revision part. The second aspect which we are going to learn in this particular topic is on the circumference and also perimeter of sectors. Circumference and perimeter of sectors. Then the third aspect of the topic will involve an issue to do with area. Then from these three, we shall also revisit and look at how we can be able to find the perimeter and area of composite shapes. Composite shapes. Then after learning about how we can be able to find the perimeter and area of composite shapes, we shall also revisit and look at how we can be able to get the surface area of prisms. Prisms and also pyramids. Then after looking at how we can be able to get the surface area of prisms and pyramids, we shall also look at surface area of cylindrical containers or cylinders. From there, we shall move on to volume, and we shall first look at how we can be able to calculate or find the volume of prisms before looking at volumes of cylinders. So all this is under the aspect on measurement and geometry. It is important to understand that whenever we are talking about the length simply is the distance or the measurement in between two particular points on a plane surface. Perimeter is always distance around an object, and in this case, we shall be looking at regular figures such as the squares, the rectangles, etc. From there, we shall also look at circumference and also the perimeter of sectors. Circumference is still the perimeter, but the perimeter of a curved surface, in this case mostly circles. So here we shall be talking about circles, which are when you find the distance around a circle, that will be the circumference. Then in case it's not a complete circle, then it becomes a sector, and we can be able to find the area. We can be able to find the circumference of this particular large sector or the major sector, so long as we are given the angle there. From there, we shall also look at area of some regular shapes, say the rectangles, the squares, even the circles. Before which we shall now look at how we can be able to appreciate and find the area and perimeter of some other composite shapes. Then from there, we shall look, or we shall consider how we can be able to find the surface area of prisms and pyramids. it will also be important to bring in the aspects of the different types of prisms and the different types of pyramids. So let's say the square-based pyramids, the rectangular-based pyramids, also the triangular-based pyramids, and also the prisms. From that, we shall also look at another circular prism, which is the cylinder. But in this case, we shall look at its surface area before now looking at the volume of prisms and cylinders. And maybe to add on this particular aspect, we might also be able to consider capacity, or how can we be able to measure capacity of the same prisms and cylinders. So today, we are going to begin with the study of the length and the perimeter of regular surfaces. Now, as we had said, if this is a plane figure, then we have 2 points. Let's talk of point A and another point on the same plane figure, point B. If we were to connect these 2 points using a straight line from point A to point B, then the measurement of this distance from point A to point B will be the one referred to as the length. And length normally has its own units, or units of measurement for length. There are so many of them. This refers to kilometers, this is hectometers, this is decameters, then meters, decimeter, centimeter, and millimeter. All these are the SI units that we normally use to denote length. And in most cases, you can be asked to convert from one unit of measurement to a different unit of measurement. Like, for example, if you are told to convert from kilometers to meters, then you simply place a 1 on meter and then the other zeros up to where we have kilometer. This will tell you that 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. Sometimes you can be asked to convert from centimeters to meters. In this case, we shall be looking at this, or considering this particular area. So if you put there 1, the remaining up to meter, you put zeros. That will mean that 1 meter will be equivalent to 100 centimeters. So these particular units, we can be asked to convert from one particular unit to a different unit from time to time. And for the perimeter, as we had mentioned earlier, is the distance around a closed figure or shape. The distance around a closed shape. A closed shape in the case, or in the sense that this particular shape of ours should be continuous. That means we should not be having broken parts on our figure. It should be closed. So such a figure, we can be able to find the distance around it. When you find the distance from maybe point A, C, B, C, D, E, F, and back to A, the distance around this particular figure will be referred to as the perimeter of that particular shape or figure. Then maybe something important concerning this perimeter is that always the sides which have equal measurement will always contain some special marks. For example, if we have an isosceles triangle where two sides are equal and base angles are equal, if this isosceles triangle is of measurements A to B to C, then this AC we are told is equals to BC, then this particular distance and this distance or the lengths are going to be equal, and therefore we denote them with a special mark to denote that they are equal. I've said for an isosceles triangle the base angles will be equal. So if this is angle alpha, that will also be angle alpha. So in case you are told that this is 5 meters, definitely the other side will also be 5 meters because of that aspect of equality or being equal. Perimeter of simple shapes. We are going to consider examples on how you can be able to find the perimeter of simple shapes. Find the perimeter of each of the following shapes. Part A, we have a shape which is in the form of a rectangle where this particular side is equals to that side, this side is equals to that side. So if you have more than one side that are similar or equal, we use special marks. Like in this case, this side and this side are equal, so we have used one mark on both sides to indicate that they are equal. But if the other pair are also equal, but they are different measurement from this, then we indicate them using a different marks. That is, we use 2 marks. We are told that in our perimeter, this side is 18 meters, while the other side is 12 meters. Then part B, we have also a regular shape. All these are 90 degrees per se. Also in this case, those are 90 degrees. So we are told that this is 3 centimeters. This is 5 centimeter. And we have these marks. Then the wall of this is 6 centimeters. So beginning with part A, we have been told to find the perimeter of this particular figure. That means we are supposed to go round this particular figure. So because this side and this side are equal and this side is 12 meters, also this side is going to be 12 meters. Then because this longer side and the other longer side are equal, also this is going to be 18 meters. So if we are talking about moving from one point round this particular figure then back to that particular point, that will be the perimeter of this particular figure, and the perimeter will be given by, beginning from this point, we shall have 18 plus 12 plus 18 plus 12. That is the first distance 18 plus 12 plus another 18, then again plus 12. This one 18 plus 12 plus 18 plus 12 we can be able to simplify them as, because we have 18 and 18, this is 2 times 18. So we have said that this will be 36 plus 2 by 12 is 24, which will give us 60 meters. So in short, if this was the length and this was the width of our regular rectangle, then this will be L, this will be W. That means perimeter will be given by 2 multiplied by the length plus 2 multiplied by the width. And because you can be able to factor out 2, then perimeter for this particular figure can be given as 2 into length plus width. So in future, if you are given a rectangle, then this could be a simplified formula for finding the perimeter, i.e. perimeter is equals to twice into the sum of length and its width. Now for part B, we are having also it's a regular or a simple figure which is consisting of different shapes. You see, you can decide to join that, then these are going to be two shapes, and both of them are going to be rectangles. So in case we want to find the perimeter of this particular figure, we need to fill up these particular remaining sides. So we have been told that this side is 5 centimeters and is also equivalent to this other side. So if they're going to be equivalent, that will tell us that if this is 5 centimeters, then also this will be equal to 5 centimeters. Now consider the distance from up here to down. It is 6 centimeters. Then from here up to here is 5 centimeters. And you have not been given the distance from this point to this particular point. Given that this side and this side are going to be parallel, then that means that the distance from this particular point to this particular point are also going to be the same as the distance from this point to this particular point. And given that we have already taken care of this 5, that means the remaining will be 1 centimeter to complete this part to be 6 centimeters. Now we need to find, or to go around this particular figure, we are going to begin from this particular point, and that will give us that the perimeter of this figure will be 3 centimeters plus this one, which is 5 centimeters plus, or we also need to find this particular distance from here up to there. And given that from here up to there already is 3 centimeters, and that from here up to is 5 centimeters, that will tell you that the corresponding or remaining figure should be 2 centimeters to complete this one to be equal to the down one there, which is 5 centimeters. So we add this 5 centimeters plus the 2 centimeters plus 1 centimeter plus 5 centimeters. Then we go back by adding 6 centimeters. Now when you add 3 plus 5, that will be 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. And 16 plus 2 is 22. So this shall be 22 centimeters. It is also important to note that the units are very crucial or very important. You should always write the units as you have been given. Then in the case you don't know which units to use, then avoid writing the units there, because if you were to write here meters, that will compromise the whole answer, and it will be wrong. Sometimes we can be given the perimeter of a figure, and then you are asked to find one of the missing side. We want to consider such an example. We are told find the unknown side. Find the unknown sides in this shape. In this shape with a given perimeter. We have a shape that is in a shape of a trapezium. We are told that this side is x meters, this side is 4 meters, and then this other side is equivalent to this other side, and that the distance or the perimeter is equals to, and you're told that this is also 5 meters. The perimeter of this figure, we are told, is 16 meters. So we have this particular shape, which we have been given this side, this side, this side, and this side, and the special marks indicate that this particular length is equals to this particular length because of the two special marks there. So that means that if this is 5 meters, also it follows suit that this should be 5 meters. Now we have been told to find the unknown side of this particular shape, and the unknown side is that particular side that has a pronumeral, and in this case our pronumeral is x. So we understand that when you get the perimeter of this figure, you will get 16 meters. Perimeter is equals to x meters plus 4 meters plus 5 meters, then plus another 5 meters. But our perimeter, you have been told, is 16. So we replace, or we substitute that value of p with 16 is equals to x plus, these are like terms. When you add 4, 5, and 5, you will get 14. And therefore, for you to get the value of x, we need to remove 14 from the other side, and that means we subtract it from both sides, and therefore our value of x shall be 16, subtract 14, which will give us that x is 2 meters. So this particular side here is 2 meters. And it's not limited. You can be asked whichever side of a given shape. So long as you understand the special marks that are normally used to denote equality, then you can be able to solve it quite easily. Example 3. We'd like also to consider cases of how we can be able to convert from one unit to another. We had said that length is normally measured using a given number of units. We had talked of K, where K stands in for kilometer, H stands in for hectometer, D, capital D, stands in for decameter, that is meters, then small d standing for decimeter, then a C stands in for centimeter, then another M stands in for millimeter. We can be able to use this, the listed items, to be able to convert from one unit to another. For instance, we had said that if you want to convert from meters to kilometers, then you have to divide by a number which has how many zeros? 1, 2, 3 zeros. You write 1 on that particular unit that you want to convert to, then the remaining ones becomes zeros. So that means we'll divide it by 1000. In case you want to divide to convert from kilometer to hectometer, then that will tell you that you multiply with a number with 1 0. So you write there 1, you write here a 0. Example, convert the following lengths length measurement into units given in bracket into units given in the brackets. Number 1, we have 5 centimeter, and inside the bracket we are supposed to convert it from into millimeter. Number B, we have 2.8 meters, which is supposed to be converted to centimeters. C, we have 2170, which is supposed to be converted to kilometer. So beginning with the first one, converting from centimeter to millimeter. So we locate where centimeter is and where millimeter is. So that means for you to jump or to come from centimeter to millimeter, we need to multiply the value given as centimeters by 10. So you write there 1, then here 0. So this shall be 5 multiplied by 10, which shall give us 50 millimeters. We want to convert from meters to centimeters. So again, you come to where meters is, you also look where centimeter is. So you put there 1, then the remaining ones you put zeros. That will tell you that for you to convert from meters to centimeters, you need to multiply the given units in meters by a number with 2 zeros, and that will be 100. So this shall be 2.8 multiplied by 100, which shall give us 280 centimeters. Finally, we want to convert from 2170 meters to kilometers. We know that, so we have meters here and we have kilometer there. So we have, if we put here 1, the remaining shall be zeros. And because this time around we are going up, that means we are supposed to divide by a number with 1000, a number with 3 zeros from meters to kilometers. That is by the virtue that you are going up. So in this particular case, for you to convert from meters to kilometers, we need to divide it by 1000. So this shall be 2170 divided by a number with 3 zeros, which shall give us 2.17. Another example, example 4. We are told a steel beam is 8.25 is 8.25 meters long and 22 0.5 millimeter wide. We are supposed to write down the length of the beam in centimeters cm. So this could be our steel beam. We have been told it is 8.25 meters long, and in terms of width it is 22.5 millimeter. We are supposed to convert all these measurements into centimeters. So we had said that we are going to use our acronyms K, H, D, M, D, C, M, where this is kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meters, decimeter, centimeter, and millimeter. So beginning with this, we want to convert from 8.25 to centimeters. That means you go to where meter is and you locate centimeters, it is down. That means we are going to multiply it by 100. So the length shall be 8.25 multiplied by 100, which will give us 825 centimeters. So this is 825 centimeters. For this one, 22.5 millimeter, we are supposed to convert it to centimeter. You go where millimeter is, you locate where centimeter is, it is upward, so that means you're going to divide it by 10. So when you take 22.5 divided by 10, this will give us 2.25 centimeters. That means that the width will be 2.25 centimeters. The reason why we have done this is because sometimes you are given a figure whose lengths have been given in different units. Like in this case, you have been given the one in meters, then the width in millimeters. Then you are asked to find the perimeter of such a figure. It will be very wrong to go ahead and use the units the way they are. You must first convert them for them to read the same units. That's why this one is now in centimeters. The width is also now in centimeters, and therefore you can now be able to find the perimeter, which will also be in terms of centimeters. So if you're asked to find the perimeter of this particular metal beam, that we had said that because this is a rectangle, then the perimeter will be given by twice the sum of the length and the width. So in this case, this will be 2 into 8.25 centimeters plus 2.25 centimeters, which will have given us 2 multiplied by 827.25. And 825.25 times 2 will have given you 1,654.5, and the units are in centimeters. So always ensure that you have your values or units reading the same. Example 5. Find the perimeter of each of the following shapes. we have shape A, which is in the form of a rectangle. We are told that this side is equal to this side, similarly this side and the other side are equal, and that this side is 4 meters, the other side is 2 meters. Part B, we have a kite. We know that for a kite, it's normally divided into two triangles which are isosceles. This side equals to that side, this side equals to that side. We are told that this is 3 kilometers, but then this longer side is 6 kilometers. So if you want to find the perimeter of this particular first figure, because it's a rectangle, we say it's normally given by twice the sum of the length and the width, which will be 2 into the length is 4, the width is 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 multiplied by 2 will give us 12 meters. So the perimeter of this figure is 12 meters. Now for this particular kite, if this side is equal to this side, then this will tell us that this will also be 3 kilometers. And if this side equals to the other side, this side shall also be 6 kilometers. So in case we want to find this, the perimeter of this particular kite, we shall have to add 3 times 2, because it is this side and the other side, plus also 6 times 2, which will give us 6 plus 12, which will give us a total of 18 kilometers. So from this particular point, going around this particular kite, it will give us a distance of 18 kilometers. And sometimes can be asked to find the perimeter in a different unit like meters or like centimeters. So that means you have to convert this particular units from the one you have to the one that the question requires you to find. Example 6. Write down the values of the pronumerals in the given shapes. So we say that pronumerals are the unknown in a given figure. So we have part A, such a shape. We are told that this side is 10 centimeters, this side is 7 centimeters, this side is 3 centimeters, then this side is 3 centimeters, this is B centimeters, then this is A centimeters. So we need to find the pronumerals in this particular case, and the pronumerals here are A centimeters and B centimeters. Important to note is that all these are right angles. Now if you want to get the point from this particular point to this particular point, then it will be important for us maybe to fill this other point here. So because this side and this side are going to be equal, then if this is A, this side shall also be A centimeters. And we are told that A centimeters from here now up to this particular point should be equal to from this particular point up to the other point, because of that aspect of being parallel and equal. So in this particular case, this particular distance, A and 7, should be equivalent to 10. that is A plus 7 is equals to 10 centimeters. And that means we can now be able to find the value of A by subtracting 7 from both sides. So that will give us that A shall be 10 subtract 7, which will give us the value of A to be 3 centimeters. So this is 3 centimeters. Now for part B, you have been told that the distance from here up to here is B, but the distance from here up to here and also from here up to here are equal. So given that this is 3 centimeters, it's also going to be equal to this particular point. So if this is 3, this shall also be 3 centimeters. And that tells you that the wall from this particular point to here is equivalent to the point from here up to there. And that will tell us that B, or the measurement of B, shall be 3 plus 3, which will give us that B is 6 centimeters. And from there we'll have found all the pronumerals that were required in this particular figure. So that is the first question. Some other time you can be asked to find the perimeter of now this particular figure. So in the case you have been asked to find the perimeter, then it's going to be very easy after you have obtained all the required points. So like in this case, because we are having from here up to here up to there being equal from this place up to here, then from here up to here, we can say that this and this shall be 2 multiplied by 10 because they are equal, plus this side here and this other side, this one is 6, this one is 6, so we can also take it to be 2 multiplied by 6. So this will give us 20 plus 12, which will give us 32 centimeters. So the perimeter around this figure is 32 centimeters. So the question only required us to find the value of A, which have gotten it to be 3, and the value of B, which we have gotten it to be 6. Part B of the question. Part B, we have a figure again, all these are 90. We are told that this is 3.1 meters. This other side is 5.9 meters. This other side is A meters. This other side, this one is B meters. And we are told that this side is equivalent to that particular side. Yeah. So we only need to find the value of A and also the value of B. Now beginning with this equality, given that from this point to this point is equal to from this point to this point, if this is 3.1 meters, we can also be able to say that this is 3.1 meters. Now the distance, we will now begin with A. From this particular point to this particular point should be equal to the 2 points from here up to here added to from here up to there. And therefore our A shall be equal to the wall of this. So this is 3.1 because it is equal to that particular point meters. So it will be equal to 3.1 plus 3.1 meters, which shall give us 6.2 meters. So the whole of this is 6.2 meters. Now for part B, this is part B, then the whole of this side from here up to here is equivalent as from this particular point to this particular point. This one we were given it to be 3.9 meters. So if this is 3.9 meters and the whole of that is 5.9, that means that also this point shall be 3.9 meters. So if you take B plus 3.9 meters, it shall give you 5.9 meters. That is B plus 3.9 meters is equivalent to 5.9 meters. So for us to get B, we subtract 3.9 from both sides. That will give us that B shall be 5.9, subtract 3.9, which shall give us B to be 2 meters. 2 meters. So again, you can be asked to find the perimeter of now the newly formed figure, which we have said shall be equal to 2, because this now the whole of this side, this and this shall be the same. You can multiply 2 by 5.9 plus the whole of this and this shall be twice multiplied by 3.1. So the first instance, 5.9 multiplied by 2 will give us 11.8. Then 3.1 multiplied by 2 will give us 6.2. So if we add that to 11.8, you'll get 18 meters to be the perimeter around this particular figure. Example 7, which is now in statement form, we are told that a lion's enclosure, which is a den, a lion enclosure is made up of 5 straight fence stations, straight fence sections, and the 3 sections are 20 meters in length, 20 meters in length, and the other 2 sections are 15.5 meters. Are 15.5 meters. Find the perimeter of the enclosure. So this particular den has been made up of 5 straight fence sections, and that 3 of the sections are 20 meters in length, while the remaining 2 sections are 15.5 meters in length. So taking it literally, we can have the first side, the second side, third side, the fourth side, and maybe the 5th side. So we are told that the first 3 sections are equal. That means if this is 20 meters, that is 20 meters, this is 20 meters. Then the remaining 2 sections are also equal. That is 15.5 meters, 15.5 meters. So in case you need to get the perimeter of this particular shape, then you take, because the 3 sections are equal, you'll take 3 multiplied by the 20 plus the remaining 2 sections, which are also equal, which shall be 2 multiplied by 15.5. So when you do that, you'll get that this is 60 added to 2 multiplied by 15.5, which will give us 31. So when you add the 2, you'll get 91 meters. And that tells us that the perimeter of this particular den or the lion's enclosure is 91 meters. Some questions might require you to find the length of strings which can be used to make the enclosure. Suppose that each side has 5 strings. So like if that is the first side, there are 5 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means for you to be able to obtain the total length of the wire that will be used to make the enclosure, you take the total perimeter, you multiply by the total number of strings which are going to use, which will give us 91 by 5. Let us consider a final example on the length and perimeter. We are told that a photo a photo 12 centimeters wide a photo 12 centimeters wide and 20 centimeters long and 20 centimeters long is surrounded with a picture frame with a picture frame 3 centimeters wide. Sorry, 3 meters wide. Find the outside perimeter. Find the outside perimeter of the framed picture. So we have the picture, which you have been told is 12 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Then we have got a picture frame which we have been told is surrounding it 3 centimeters. This was 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters wide. That means from this particular point to this particular point is 3 centimeters. Also this is 3 centimeters. It is wide 3 centimeters also. 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. Also on the other side 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. So they want us to find the outside perimeter of the framed picture. Now given that this is 20 and we are adding another 2 sides which are 3 centimeters and 3 centimeters on the other side, that will tell us that our new length of the frame shall be 3 plus 20 plus 3, which shall be 26 centimeters. Then from here up to here we are told that this is 12. So if you want to get the distance from here up to here, it shall be the 3 plus 12 plus 3. That will be 12 plus 6, which will give us 18 centimeters. So in this particular case, if you want the perimeter of now the framed picture shall be P into 2 plus length times width. Length plus width, which in this case shall be 2 into the length, which is 26, plus the width, which is 18. When you add 26 and 18, you get 44. You multiply it by 2, you'll get 88 centimeters. So distance around this particular framed picture is 88 centimeters. So this brings us to the end of our discussion on how we can be able to find the perimeter of different figures or different shapes. and also conversion from one unit to another. In that particular conversion, we can use a simple acronym to recall it. That is king, Henry, dram, man, dog, catch, mice. That is king for kilometer, Henry for hectometer, dram for decameter, then meters for man, small d for dog, that is decimeter, then C catch, that is centimeters, then mice for millimeter. So king, Henry, dram, man, dog, catch, mice. Thank you for listening to me.